Dante, and welcome to the actual second episode of Gaming Galore, creative web series for geniuses. We talk about everything from video games to interviewing different creative people in the industry in both gaming and animation. So let's go. Before we get started, I would like to say if you like this video, hit thumbs up. You can also subscribe by hitting the red button below and also the bell notification to know when newer videos come out. So in today's episode, I'm going to really be talking about interviewing a creative of the week, which is actually myself, what got me interested in art, and then also showing off some of my projects. So what is some of the things, or what is the thing that got me interested in art? Well, when I was younger, I used to do a lot of Thomas Kincaid drawings and paintings and paint by numbers, and used to work on puzzles and things of that nature. That's what really was the fundamental basis of my art. And I was very detail oriented. So if, I actually still make paint by numbers now. We have to mix colors. So I was even detail oriented at that time, making sure that it was, I guess, perfect. But really, it never would turn out, like how the image on the box would be. So it would be kind of frustrating. But I noticed that I was drawing a lot outside of that. So I would do my own doodles and sketches, and even in high school, I remember when I was drawing in the back of my spiral notebook, and not actually on the loose leaf, like on the paper, but on the brown part, which is pretty unique. And I would use my red pen and blue pen and black pen and just kind of go crazy. And people would ask, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm just, just drawing on the back of my notebook." I don't know. Sometimes I would draw in class. When I was bored, I would intermingle the art with my notes, and sometimes it would be hard for me to read it. So I kind of knew from there that art was where I needed to go. And then in high school, I took some web design classes and things of that nature, like in Photoshop, Dreamweaver, Flash, and started learning a lot of art on the computer, because I had a lot of good fundamental art off the computer, because I also took 3D sculpture and I took drawing media, and I'll show you some of those projects later. But yeah, it was a lot of good things I learned off the computer traditionally as well as on the computer digitally. But from those web design classes, I thought, I could really probably get into video games. And because I was already an avid gamer, which means I was someone who constantly played video games, I was like, I might as well just do this. I specifically want to do 3D environments because I'm just fascinated by nature, and I'm just interested in creating those. So if you don't know what a 3D environment is, it's almost like if you played Mario and you see the background art, that's what a 3D environment is. If you played Halo or Overwatch, that would be the 3D art environment, like the grass, the rocks, the buildings, the textures, things of that nature. And so that's what I want to do. Graphic design stuff, I just needed something to work on outside the computer. So even to this day, I'll show you some of my abstract drawings that I've done, and that I've actually, I actually just finished a project last week. And so I just needed something to do off the computer. So that's what really made me launch back into graphic design, and then do some of those and create some of those artworks. So let's get started, shall we? This is my wireframe sculpture I did in a 3D art class in high school. Put this over here because it's easier to see. Of Neo Cortex and Crash Bandicoot. He's one of the people that you do face in the second one. Hope I didn't spoil anything. But yeah, he's probably like the main villain in the game. And then, so that took a lot of time to do, and it was very hard to do because it was a wire. So you can see it's just like, oh boy. And my hands sometimes don't work well with wire. This was soapstone. We had to have 2 inserts in it, so that's why it's like a hole in here. I forgot if that was just like the requirement, or we actually really needed to do that because it might explode in a kiln. But it was interesting because it started out very rough, and I had to use these, I forgot what they're called, but almost like sandbox or sandpaper. I think it might have been sandpaper to smooth it out. But yeah, so I used that to kind of smooth out the edges and things like that. Very interesting shape, I think. Next project is like my penguin character head. This was interesting because it was tricky because the nose kept breaking off, so I had to keep reapplying a good base for it. And then like the teeth and everything's crazy. Penguin in Batman. The hat is purple. The rims it's like a teal blue. And then the hair is probably my favorite part because it has all those little crevices in them. But yeah, my favorite part probably is painting this thing. Like the color, it's really cool. You have like a wide variety of options. This is my mask, one of my favorite projects, because it looks like an African mask, and I like it. And the yellow really pops out here. But yeah, this is probably my first project that I had all these details, and so it was for as far as like 3D. So yeah, I like that. I added all those details, and I spent time on all these projects. I really spent my time, and I put 100% in everything I do. So you can really tell. And this is actually based off my face. These parts are hard to keep on because it kept breaking off, and I had to keep reapplying it. And I think it was like water and clay and things like that. But yeah, my favorite part about that was painting as well. Spider-Man project I did. I think it was either last year or a year or two before that. Favorite thing about this is the blue. Who would have known that, right? Shouldn't it be Spider-Man? But the blue is the thing that pops it out to me. Next project is Spyro. I created this before actually the Reignited trilogy came out because I just wanted to do a tribute piece. And yeah, it's now out, of course. You can go get it, but I really like this project. Like, it's a lot of the details are there. And it's Spyro. It's Spyro. Okay, so this is actually one of my probably favorites that I've ever done. It's Jack and Dexter and Ratchet and Clank combination of characters and the little artistic abstract background. I really do like this project. It was very challenging. Of course, I used reference, of course, but it was fun to do. It was fun to work on. Used a lot of markers, colored pencils to really bring this piece out, and I actually have it laminated on my wall over there. Very interesting. And I also have, if I can get this to work, it's very dusty, but I have my life drawing here that I did in college of like a skull, a candle, a plant, a cloth, and some other thing in the background, which I don't really remember what that is at the moment. But this is my life drawing project. It was very unique. It was very challenging. It was always challenging for me in college to do these life drawing projects because getting the overall shape down was hard for me to do. So yeah, that was a lot of my projects. I did have some more behind me, but I wanted to kind of really shorten the video, just to show you some of the projects that I've worked on. This would be like a 2-hour video if I could show everything, but thanks for watching. Remember, you can subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification to know when newer videos come out, and hit the like button if you liked it. Alright? So join me next time as I discuss an actual video game, going back to that, and one of the most iconic series of all time. And then, just to leave out with an inspirational quote, it says, when life hands you difficulties, it's up to the person what they ultimately do with them. So it's very important to know that. This is Gaming Galore. My name is Donte, and remember, you are a creative genius.